No time for an intro as I forgot to record the beginning of the race as we straight go into round 5 of WRF 345 red lights and it's lights out and away we go. We are in P9. I cannot see where I am. There we are in the middle of the track behind the second McLaren. Into first turn we go. Pretty good start, pretty average start. We're going to go round the outside of the Alpine there, of the AlphaTauri, down the inside. Now up into P8. We're going to go try and go round the outside of the AlphaTauri and of the Alpine ahead. And there's an Alpine, a second Alpine going off track as we now go into first person view, looking ahead to the two Mercedes and Alpine in front to try and get ahead. On this straight, we go straight past Mercedes and we're going to go down the inside of Sammy. Down the inside we go. He's going to hold round the outside, but he's going to turn to the inside for the next corner, which means we're going to have to stick it round the outside. But it's not going to stick, and it's going to get better traction out of this corner. And we're going to try and maybe have a look down the inside of Cops, but I don't want to waste too much of my battery up into P7, but he does go wide.
Oh, he went wide.
You can hear me say he went wide. This straight actually my controller was on, which means you can hear me talk sometimes. Usually I don't have that, but my controller was on, which means the mic was on. As we're now going to try and deploy ERS to get past Sammy on this straight. Down the inside, sorry. We're gonna, pretty straightforward move. He's gonna hang it around the outside though. Really nice battle developing in between me and Sammy. We're gonna try and do it around the outside this time. We're just gonna turn from the inside and hopefully with better traction. But we get onto the curb, we're just gonna negate our speed going into the straight, and we're gonna be attacked from Morny, who actually spins out there. Nothing I could do. We get a warning, but yeah, really his fault. I mean, I couldn't do nothing there. It was clean from me. As now we look forward again to Sammy. Now championship-wise, we're actually behind now of Coward, which means that we have to beat him to get back into the championship fight. But as you can see on the minimap, bottom left, he's in P2 and we're on P7, trying to overtake Sammy in P6. DRS deployed, ERS deploying. Down the inside, hold it onto the curb, and that is a pretty straightforward move. He's going to try and hang it around the outside, but as he saw himself last lap, the inside is the better line through that corner. He's not going to try and do it around Cops. Fair play to him, really, as we're now behind Powered. Powered has dropped to P5, interestingly, which means that he's now in a McLaren sandwich between me and Ended. As now we're going to try and overtake him. So this is going to be for the championship. Deploying ERS. He's going to get close to Ender. We're going to get close to him, which means that it's going to be a three-way fight for P4. Through this section we don't really get the traction and speed needed, but here he is kind of slow. Now he is in controller, which means we have better traction, a better feel for the car, which is really helpful. And we're going to go down the inside of Cops. Now, on the contrary to Hamilton, we actually have the space to do the move, which means we're now up to P5. Behind Ended, who is really slow through this section. Oh yeah, Mackinson Beckett's, that's right. As we now deploy DRS to try and get past him. No ERS left. We're going to go down the inside, and now we're going to try and work together to get up to the top 3. As you can see, Fortnite racing in this one. He hasn't been racing this season. So this is his first race for season 5. But now, anyway, we're going to try and work with Ended Cap to bridge the gap in front. Powered may get some sneaky ideas coming on to the following straight. Now, through here, there's nothing going on, as now 2.3 seconds the gap to the Aston Martin in front, which 2 laps later, lap 9, has increased. So, tyres not coming into play here, as I am maybe just slow, but we let Ended pass as he is in mediums and maybe has better pace to catch the guys in front. Powered has kind of lost his grip to our DRS here. He's only 8 tenths behind. Only. He is 8 tenths behind, which is not good for his race, but good for us. I will now get past Ended again. 1 second now the gap to Powered, but he is going to get the DRS from Ended. But we are going to get a bridge the gap to Ended as we get a 3-second penalty. So we are out of the DRS of Ended, but we do have a 3-second penalty. Now, yeah, I was going to say it's a track for penalties as Ended gets one as well. Fortnite pits, which means he's going to get the undercut on us, but we're going to get the overcut with the better tyres at the end of the race. As interestingly, PT1 also has a penalty. 5-second one, so that's for speeding in the pit lane, if I'm not mistaken. But now on lap 14, Ended is still not in our DRS, and there's a safety car deployed. So that actually works out brilliantly for us, because we're now going to be effectively in P2, because April hasn't pitted as well. And now Ended, I don't know if you can hear, but he's trying to double stack.
What?
So we can only hear my side of the conversation, but he wants to double stack.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he's telling me that I need to accelerate, and he's going to slow down to enable that double stack. Because otherwise his race he's gonna get held up way too much. So I'm gonna push my delta and try and get into the pits as quickly as possible. You can see the gap was 2 seconds before the safety car, and it's now 8 seconds. As we now come into the pits with a 9-second gap to Ended behind. The Aston Martin also pits for softs actually, so that's not going to be ideal for him, as he's going to have to do 11 laps in the softs, and the softs are a very high degrading tyre on this track. So theoretically we should have a better tyre. Now we are in P4 as the safety car wasn't enough to bridge the gap so that we could jump the 2 guys ahead into the pit lane. But Ended is also on soft, so we're going to try and maybe let him pass to try and attack the 2 guys in front, and we follow him through as they are on all the hards. We can already see that Facina in the Aston Martin has made a tiny gap. Oh no, actually I'm saying shit. No, he's just chilling in the lead with PT behind him, and Fortnite, and me, and then Sammy. Sammy out of our DRS already, but there is no DRS yet, as we now brake and let Ended pass to try and follow him through the other cars. Now into this section we don't have to actually have a move or anything, but Ended is going to close the gap quite a bit, and on this straight he's going to go for the attack. So we're just going to sit behind, maybe try and find an opportunity for a move. He's going to go down the inside on Fortnite. Fortnite is going to close the door here, and is going to maybe try and go down the inside, and we're going to try and sit behind. He goes into, oh jeez, he spins out onto Fortnite, which gives us through goes Hamilton vibes. And we're now side by side with Fortnite onto the main straight as we now go into turn 1. Still side by side. We're going to try and maybe have a look down the inside into this corner, but he fends it up nicely, parks it on the apex, which means we're going to have to wait for another opportunity. Ended has completely wrecked his race there. Unfortunately, it was just like that F3 clip. Or F2 where the guy just jumped onto the other car, except the other car is Fortnite and he survived, and he's still somehow ahead of us. But we're now going to try and make a move down this straight, deploy ERS. Which way are we going to go? Down the inside, down the outside? We're going to go down the outside. We're going to try and maybe clear him before the apex, and we do, which means we're now behind PT. But Facina has now bridged quite a gap to PT, which means that now if we can clear PT and maybe go after him down the rest of this race, we're gonna have to move, because his tires are gonna deteriorate rapidly. As PT has an 8-second penalty, which means if he fights us, Fortnite has a 3-second penalty as well, which means that if PT fights us, he has nothing to lose, but we have everything to lose, as we are going to finish ahead of him either way. But we're now just going to try and attack him to get to Facina, as we have a little squiggle there with Fortnite almost killing him. We're leaving just enough space to not absolutely send him to the Shadow Realm. As now close into PT, we're going to go down the inside into Lovefield. I still have no idea what the hell this corner's name. But we're gonna go down the inside and overtake him. Easy peasy as that. But unfortunately, my dream of just chasing down Fassina is going to come to an end as PT re-overtakes us. Hard's still looking good, apparently, or I'm just not quick enough. As we're going to try and have a look down around the outside, maybe try and go for the switchback. But this corner isn't just... Oh, he actually has a little bit of oversteer, which means... no, we still just don't have the pace as Fortnite Balls is closing in on us. We're going to go on the attack on PT to defend from Fortnite, but that doesn't work out as well, as he's going to have to move around the outside. Now he backs off because that's not a good corner to overtake. If he overtakes me there, we're just both going to lose time to PT and Fassina in front. Which means he's maybe going to try and, obviously going to try and make a move here, but we're going to try and make a move on PT to avoid him making a move on us. And that's just a lot of the same words again and again. But we're now going to go side by side with PT into this twisty section of the track. The side by side around the outside, we now have the traction. On the third time, we have the traction to stay side by side with him. Now into Cops, is he going to do a Hamilton on us? No, he's not. He's going to back out, which means we're going to be P2 into Cops, but now Fassina has a 4-second lead, and with 3 laps to go, that seems less and less bridgeable, especially if we just keep on fighting like we have for the last 8 laps. And it would appear that it's going to continue onto this straight, as he's going to have DRS, and I don't have any DRS to defect from him, which means we're just going to have to stay around the outside, which I think is the best line around here. It appears to be, as we stay wheel to wheel with him into this left-hander, we're going to have the inside, but that's going to turn for the outside. Fortunately, we do squeeze him out just enough to stay ahead, and he has been overtaken by Fortnite, who's now going to go around on the attack on us. This is turning into a real fight here for P2, as now into this corner, as Ended goes for the pits to try and go for the fastest lap. But we have our own business to attend to in the form of Fortnite Balls. In the Williams is going to try and overtake us on this straight. That's not going to be really difficult for him, as we have nothing, absolutely nothing to stop him. PT1 fortunately does not get ahead of us. But now at the end of the race, the hards actually are better than the medium, because he only pitted like 2 laps ahead of us, which means that hards are now faster than mediums, which means we're going to have a disadvantage in the last 2 laps. And you can see that as the PT1 is all over the back of us, which means that we're going to lose even more ground for Fortnite, which is unfortunate because he has a 3-second penalty. We do, and for PT has an 11-second one, which means that unless he takes both of us out, he's not going to get any point of this. So I was kind of frustrated here, because I thought that the position was a loss, as I lost too much ground to Fortnite. We're going to get P3 either way here because of the penalty of PT1. But on the last lap here, we're not too far back, so actually we still have a chance, as we're going to deploy all of our ERS here to try and overtake PT and then Fortnite, but that doesn't work out. So our only hope now is to hope that PT fights with Fortnite and we can pick up the scraps. So that's going to be our aim here as we now go into Cops. Let's see what PT does. Is he going to go for a move on Fortnite? Is he even close enough? I don't think he is. So we're just going to tuck in. Amazing fight here, actually, when you think about it. Really clean for the last 10 laps. 3-way battle. This is what racing is all about. I absolutely love this. As Ender advertised with enough hopes of points. Thankfully, no safety car, and I would have ruined our race. But now, PT is going to try and go for the slipstream of Fortnite and going to go round the outside, which means we still have a chance, maybe going into the chicane, maybe try and use a bit of ERS. They're going to go side by side. PT on the inside, Fortnite on the outside. He's going to try and stick it down the inside here. No contact, and the PT has a bit of oversteer, and he hits Fortnite, which means he's into the wall, which means that we're going to get the points. We're going to get P2. Brilliant win by Fassina there. But we're gonna get P2. Very unfortunate for Fortnite. It's very unfortunate. He's out of the race. P7 is just gonna tumble down. But yeah, that's our race there. P2. Really good results at the end. I don't know how. Wait,
Oh, we're watching that.
Powered in P3. How the hell did he get there?
No.
He was nowhere near us for the whole race. How the hell did he get P3?
Oh,
Well, that's unfortunate.
it's just like me
He's still
killing
getting
Max in
points for me, which
HRA.
means that now
It's
I
literally
think
the
the
same
championship
thing.
gap was about
It's
2
beautiful.
points. Which means that now next race I believe is
I
Spa.
mean-
Spa, one of my favorite tracks, so I hope my pace is strong around there. But that's the race, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!
It's funny because every time Fortnite's been cut this race, I was right behind him taking advantage. Every single time.